Now, I'm very, very delighted. I've been really looking forward to this interview, and we're going to speak to Alasdair Hoswell. Now, he is a Cornish author and illustrator who has rapidly become a well-known storyteller and author in the region. He's struggled with reading and writing in school and recalling time when words could spin around on the page due to his dyslexia. Now today he stands for a role model, proving that dyslexia couldn't stop him from becoming an award-winning children's author. And here he is with me. Good morning. How are you?
Hello, good morning. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks. Thank you very much for joining us here on Chaos Radio this morning, and I've been looking forward to our interview for quite a few weeks now.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you for having me. Me too. I'm really looking forward to chatting with you.
So, tell us, you have got a brand new book out. Tell us just a little bit about it.
Yeah, so my brand new book is Cornwall, the Land You Can Count On, and it's a Cornish language counting book for children. So it has numbers from 0 to 10, and it's teaching everybody about Cornwall, the heritage, the culture, everything that's special about Cornwall, really, and obviously our language, which is incredibly special. And it's just been a real joy to put together. It was a great journey, and yeah, lovely.
Oh, you must be really excited to have received your recent award from Paul Hodge, the Grand Bard of Gorseth, Cornwall, the land you can count on. So congratulations to that. Tell us a bit more about it, because that sounds very exciting.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, that was incredible. Yeah, to receive that award from the Hollier and Go Publishers Award. Yeah, with Paul, that was just incredible, and I wasn't expecting that. And it was such a lovely evening as well, with lots of other authors and artists and creatives all together. And yeah, just to celebrate Cornwall and just to give something back to Cornwall was amazing. And to feel that recognition for your hard work, that means a lot as well, because it wasn't like an easy journey. It wasn't something I just did overnight. So it was it meant a lot to receive that award. I'm very honoured.
And there must be lots of people out there that write books as well, and it can be a very competitive market these days, because reading is something that's a very popular sort of hobby with a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's great, because what's brilliant about the author community as well is that everybody just supports each other and, gives each other that sort of pat on the back, like, oh, well done, that's great. And I think that's really important, just give each other that boost of like, oh, brilliant, because it is sometimes hard to find something that's very different to what's always out there. And I think if you do your own spin on things and make it your own, and yeah, I think that's the way to go. Don't let anything sort of put you off, just go for it.
And many people struggle with confidence around the fact they have dyslexia, and writing a book it can be a lot more challenging for someone who has dyslexia than your average, someone else, because I have dyslexia myself, so I can totally relate to your sort of challenges that you may well have had when you wrote your books.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, it really is. It can impact so many different things, as you would know, with things. It could be spelling, and it could be your processing. It could be just that concentration levels. Dyslexia affects people in so many different ways, doesn't it? And I've, since being able to talk more openly about dyslexia, I've had people come up to me and talk to me about their own journeys of it as well, and their own sort of battles with it. And it's been really interesting, actually, to talk to people about it and to know how it affects other people. And yeah, you're right, it has been it was a huge thing to have to sort of deal with as a kid as well, as a child, and then moving forward into being an adult, having to because I didn't actually know I was dyslexic as a child. I found out at 21, but I always knew I struggled as a child with all of this. But now I can look back and think, oh, that's what it was. But yeah, it does take longer. But I think you've just got to find new ways of learning and finding ways of doing things, haven't you?
Yeah, totally relate to that. I was 19 when I found out I was dyslexic, so I think it must have been sort of our age era of things being less likely to have been known of in education.
Definitely. I think it goes sort of underlined sometimes. I think sometimes it could be easily missed, especially back in the early noughties, the 2000s. It wasn't quite as... I think there's a lot more awareness now, which is great.
So you said, I never thought I'd become an author. I've always feared dyslexia would hold me back. However, I learned to turn it into a superpower. I love that. And discover new ways of reading and writing to help you achieve your dreams. This is a powerful statement, really, isn't it? I think, someone was talking to me this week about power poses. And I could just imagine what sort of power pose that you have over this.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. I think you have to, because I spent so long thinking, oh, I can't do it, and struggling, and thought I'd never be able to get, these books out, or even just simple things like writing a letter to somebody, or, writing an email. That can take me quite a long time. And I think you have to use this as your superpower now and think, no, let's find new ways of learning. So for me, it's very visual, it's drawings, it's pictures, it's auditory as well, so it's like listening to things. And yeah, that's helped me to unlock a lot of ways of enjoying reading, really, and writing. Because for me as a child, and still now, if somebody puts a blank piece of paper in front of me, I can actually feel a little bit like intimidated of, oh my goodness, that needs to be filled. Oh, what do I put on that? And I've tried to flip that now to be like, that paper can be anything. Let's draw something amazing on it. Let's make something special on that piece of paper to make it something new, instead of fearing it. Because I remember days in the classroom back in the day, I would just be crying in a textbook because the information was just overload, and that was really hard, really difficult. And I know there's lots of children out there now that are going through that, so it is really difficult. Dyslexia can affect you and affects your confidence as well, and we need to be championing it and saying, no, come on, you can do this. You just need to find new ways of learning and don't let it stop you. And yeah, definitely.
I guess that because your illustrations that I've seen are absolutely fabulous. So again, that's just another sort of superpower that being creative is something else that someone with dyslexia can have.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, being creative is I think that's a real way in, actually, to helping to just unlock those kind of like shields and barriers that dyslexia can bring. And I just think amazing if you can even if you don't feel like you can draw, or if that's not something you necessarily do, just by putting, the pencil to the paper or the pen to the paper and doing those little doodles and sketches, they do help, because they will mean things to you. Those marks mean things to you. And I think that's incredibly, and that's a superpower in itself too. And yeah, I love drawing. Drawing and painting is they come first. I paint the pictures, I draw, and then I make up little stories to go with them. And I don't think I could do it the other way around. I know lots of writers and authors will sit and write, and it just all comes to them naturally, which is lovely. But for me, I have to draw the little people and the little characters first, and then stories come later.
So it all sort of, these people come to life in you have to have an element of a sort of, to a degree, unless it's a factual book, a great imagination of how you want something to be.
Definitely. And I found as well, I have found with other people who have dyslexia, it does seem to be you're more sort of like creative, and you can do, your brain works in that way. So you have more of that kind of energy about you anyway. So that's fantastic. So embrace that. If you're somebody with dyslexia out there, and you are an artist as well, or you are somebody who is creative, well, that's fantastic. They tend to come hand in hand sometimes.
I think what's even better is that you're living in Cornwall. You're a Cornish author, and there's something particularly great about that. And it's the historical factors that we have in Cornwall. And is it right that you've written a story about pasties?
Yeah, that was fun. That was that was my little Cornish Callan book, and that's There's Something Nasty in My Pasty. That was the second book I wrote, and it was just a real fun little story, really, because I was teaching at the time. I still am teaching a little bit, but I do it now with workshops. But I was a full-time primary school teacher then, and the children I was working with kind of inspired that story, really, with just some of the ideas that they used to talk to me about, and just Cornish and Cornwall in general, and we were making pasties, and I thought, what would happen if somebody made like a nasty one that wasn't actually delicious and didn't have lovely ingredients in, and had something horrible in, like sugar and things that you shouldn't have in a pasty, or hair gel and horrible things like that. So it was, I know it was, and I think it was like fish, like soup juice and all this kind of stuff, and yeah, it was a real fun story to do, actually. And I love that one. It's good fun, and people seem to be enjoying them, which is great, and that honestly means the world to me, that people pick up my books and enjoy them. I think
we may well have lost him there. Alasdair Hoswell there, a great Cornish artist and illustrator. If you want to find out more information, visit his website and follow him on social media. His website is alasdairhoswell.com, and follow his socials. Check out what he's up to. He's got a great. I've checked him out on Facebook, and he's on X as well. And he's well worth catching up with. And hopefully we'll catch up with him again and have another little chat with him in the future.